Today, we're exploring the key ideas from Less is More by Bertolucci, Domonique. This is an independent educational overview enriched with our own integrative analysis and actionable exercises. Think of it as a guided reflection to spark your own insights, not a replacement for reading the book itself. The relentless pace of modern life often propels individuals towards a default of accumulation of possessions, obligations, and information in the mistaken belief that more equates to better. Yet, an enduring philosophy posits a profound counter-narrative that true richness and fulfillment are often discovered through deliberate subtraction. This perspective, a powerful argument for less is more, is not about deprivation, but about a discerning refinement of one's existence. It advocates for the conscious removal of the superfluous, whether tangible clutter, mental noise, or unfulfilling commitments, to create space for what genuinely matters. By streamlining our internal and external landscapes, we can channel finite resources, our time, energy, attention, and emotional reserves into cultivating authenticity, fostering deep connections, and pursuing a life imbued with clarity and purpose. This intentional approach illuminates how shedding excess can liberate us from perpetual striving, allowing for a more engaged, serene, and ultimately more joyous experience of living. It champions mindful presence over compulsive acquisition, quiet contemplation over ceaseless distraction, and enduring value over fleeting trends, paving the way for a truly enriched and meaningful journey. The inner landscape, cultivating mental serenity and personal well-being. True vitality begins not with outward displays, but with a deep excavation and thoughtful curation of one's inner world. A foundational principle for enduring well-being lies in the wisdom of moderation, particularly concerning the incessant pull of overindulgence. Whether it's an endless scroll through social media or an extra portion of dessert, pausing to acknowledge the transient nature of instant gratification can prevent a cascade of long-term repercussions. This self-awareness, recognizing the critical juncture at which to halt, is a powerful act of self-preservation. It is about actively stepping away from the brink of excess, thereby safeguarding one's mental and physical equilibrium. In a world saturated with noise, the deliberate embrace of silence emerges as a radical act of self-care. Our minds, perpetually buzzing with thoughts, rarely find respite. To intentionally switch off external stimuli, the constant hum of background media, the siren call of notifications, and allow one's internal landscape to unfold undisturbed is to offer the mind a profound form of nourishment. This is not about silencing thoughts entirely, an impossible feat, but rather providing them the unobstructed arena they need to process, dissipate, and eventually settle, much like sediment in still water. Such moments of quiet reflection can dramatically enhance mental clarity and emotional resilience. This internal clarity is further supported by the strategic implementation of routine. Far from being restrictive or monotonous, a well-crafted routine liberates mental energy by automating daily essentials. Imagine the mental space freed when the trivial decisions of a morning ritual, like choosing an outfit or preparing breakfast, are already set, allowing for spontaneous creativity or deeper engagement with unexpected moments. This structured approach to the mundane paradoxically fosters a greater capacity for imaginative thought and joyful improvisation. It creates a robust foundation upon which a more vibrant and adaptable life can be built. Emotional well-being demands a similar level of intentionality. When stress or anxiety begins to accumulate, it can manifest as an oppressive internal pressure. Instead of ignoring or attempting to power through these feelings, the imperative is to proactively identify healthy outlets for their release. Whether it is engaging in a brisk walk, expressive journaling, or simply voicing one's concerns to a trusted confidant, this act of emotional discharge is vital for both psychological stability and physiological health. Similarly, fostering an attitude of self-compassion becomes crucial when aspirations remain elusive despite genuine effort. Life's true measure often rests not in a tally of achievements, but in the joy and meaning discovered throughout the journey itself. Cultivating this internal acceptance allows for a gentler, more forgiving navigation of life's inherent ups and downs. Physical health, too, is inextricably linked to mental happiness. Our bodies are intricate systems, and the fuel we provide directly impacts our overall functionality. A mindful approach to nutrition involves scrutinizing food labels, questioning unfamiliar ingredients, and preferring whole, recognizable components. This deliberate attention ensures that what we consume genuinely supports our vitality. Beyond diet, consistent physical movement, however modest, like a daily 10-minute stretching routine, builds incrementally towards greater fitness, transforming daunting goals into achievable realities. This commitment to one's physical self is not merely about aesthetics. It is an investment in the very foundation of sustained energy and cognitive function. Moreover, the digital sphere, while offering unparalleled connectivity, also presents a relentless drain on our mental resources. The constant availability, the expectation of immediate response can erode personal boundaries and mental peace. Recalling a simpler era when missed calls simply meant a later reconnection, we can reclaim agency by intentionally disconnecting. Regular power downs, periods where digital devices are switched off, offer invaluable opportunities to step away, regain perspective, and reconnect with the present moment without digital interference. This practice reinforces the notion that genuine presence often requires absence from screens. Ultimately, cultivating this inner landscape is about nurturing belief in oneself. Doubts about one's capabilities are often self-imposed limitations. True potential stems not just from inherent talent, but from consistent application and perseverance. It involves shedding the destructive word can't from one's vocabulary and shifting focus to what is possible through diligent effort. Happiness, in this context, is not an external acquisition, but an internal cultivation, an appreciation for existing abundance rather than a perpetual craving for more. By fostering realistic expectations, embracing personal growth at any age, and actively seeking the positive in every situation, individuals can forge an inner sanctuary of resilience and contentment, making their highest self the constant offering to the world. The art of deliberate living, simplifying actions and environment. The pursuit of less is more extends profoundly into the tangible realm of our daily lives, transforming both our physical surroundings and the efficiency of our actions. It begins with a courageous willingness to confront excess, whether it manifests as a perpetually overflowing wardrobe or a cluttered living space. The philosophy advocates for a rigorous process of decluttering. If an item no longer fits, flatters, or genuinely enhances one's life, its rightful place is not in perpetual storage, but out of immediate possession. This isn't just an annual spring clean, it's an ongoing curation, a continuous assessment of whether a rarely used kitchen gadget or an old book serves a true purpose or merely occupies valuable space. The objective is to replace a sprawling collection of maybes with a concise assembly of high-quality pieces that consistently bring joy and utility. Imagine the liberation of mornings, simplified and unburdened by decision fatigue, when every garment is a favored choice. This intentionality also redefines our approach to consumption. Instead of succumbing to the fleeting allure of bargains, items purchased solely because they are discounted, not because they are genuinely needed, the discerning individual prioritizes enduring value. A truly wise investment, whether in a sturdy pair of shoes, a timeless piece of furniture, or a reliable tool, means acquiring the highest quality one can reasonably afford, understanding that such items offer lasting appeal and functionality, diminishing the need for constant replacement. This principle extends to food. Rather than filling refrigerators with bulk purchases that lose freshness, a focus on fresh, smaller quantities of high-quality ingredients encourages mindful preparation and consumption at peak flavor. Similarly, savoring a small, exquisite portion of an indulgence, like a rich dark chocolate or a fine cheese, far outweighs the fleeting satisfaction of overconsuming a lesser alternative. Beyond possessions, this philosophy streamlines our actions and optimizes our time. Many experience the crushing weight of overwhelming to-do lists, leading to paralysis rather than productivity. The solution lies in aggressive prioritization, distinguishing between tasks that must be done, e.g. paying bills, versus those that merely should, e.g. reorganizing a closet, or could be done, e.g. learning a new hobby. By focusing solely on daily essentials, a daunting list transforms into a manageable series of confident accomplishments. Furthermore, recognizing that tasks invariably consume more time than initially estimated, a quick email reply often becomes a 15-minute exchange, a deliberate strategy of overestimating time requirements and underscheduling commitments creates invaluable buffers. This proactive time management allows for flexibility, mitigating the stress of constant rushing, and ensuring that unforeseen delays do not derail an entire day. This deliberate approach also encourages the systematic handling of everyday responsibilities. Instead of relying on fallible memory for recurring obligations like bill payments or annual checkups, scheduling these proactively into a planner conserves mental energy and prevents costly oversights. Equally important is the swift resolution of minor inconveniences. Addressing a broken light fixture immediately rather than tolerating prolonged frustration or letting a small problem escalate. The underlying ethos is that getting something done, even imperfectly, is profoundly more productive than endlessly striving for an elusive perfection that postpones action. An imperfect system, once implemented, can be continuously refined, whereas an unexecuted perfect plan yields no benefit. Finally, this art of deliberate living includes the vital practice of setting boundaries. The inability to decline requests often leads to burnout and diluted focus. By pausing to assess if a request, perhaps to volunteer for an extra committee or attend a distant social event, truly aligns with one's desires, needs, or obligations, a clear and confident no becomes a powerful tool for safeguarding personal capacity. This practice ensures that one's energy is reserved for pursuits that genuinely fulfill, rather than being dissipated by obligations undertaken out of a misplaced sense of duty. In essence, the deliberate life is a curated life, one where every possession, every action, and every commitment is consciously chosen to contribute to a deeper sense of ease, purpose, and enduring satisfaction. Enriching bonds, navigating relationships, and impactful presence. The philosophy of less is more profoundly reorients our perspective on human connection, emphasizing depth, quality, and authentic engagement over superficial breadth. In a world that often measures popularity by the sheer number of acquaintances, true fulfillment in relationships stems from cultivating a select few genuinely cherished bonds. These are the rare connections where time and distance melt away instantly, allowing conversations and intimacy to resume as if no moment has passed. Such friendships are not about constant proximity, but about enduring resonance. If interactions consistently leave one feeling depleted rather than enriched, it is a clear signal to reevaluate where precious emotional energy is invested. Sometimes, the quiet company of one's own thoughts or a good book proves more nourishing than poor companionship. This principle extends emphatically to family, where the most invaluable gifts are not material possessions, but dedicated time, unwavering patience, nurturing comfort, and unconditional love. Children, in particular, thrive on these essential emotional provisions, finding security and inspiration in an environment of complete acceptance. The boundless affection offered by a child is a precious phenomenon, best encouraged not through lavish gifts, but through a consistent, genuine outpouring of love in return. This means embracing individuals fully, flaws and all, particularly during challenging times. Such wholehearted, unconditional love is the truest expression of care, given precisely when it is most needed, fostering an environment where love is earned through presence, empathy, and acceptance rather than demanded or expected. Navigating all interpersonal connections with grace and impact requires a deliberate approach. Raw honesty, while sometimes valued, is not always the kindest or most beneficial pathway. When conveying difficult truths, such as an honest but critical observation about a friend's behavior, the art lies in softening the message with tact, diplomacy, and a deep wellspring of kindness and compassion. The objective is to support, not to wound. Similarly, when confronted with another's pain, the instinct to offer immediate solutions often overshadows a deeper need, the quiet comfort of a genuine listener. Allowing individuals to voice their thoughts and feelings without interruption empowers them to process their own situation and discover their unique path forward. In these moments of uncertainty, admitting one is at a loss for words can be far more comforting than an ill-fitting platitude, demonstrating that one's heart is fully engaged, even when words fail. Beyond individual interactions, this philosophy calls for a broader, more engaged presence in the world. Instead of allowing one's professional role to define the entirety of existence, individuals are encouraged to intentionally limit work time and actively cultivate diverse personal pursuits. This ensures that a career remains one manageable component of a rich and varied life, rather than becoming an all-consuming identity. When exploring new places, for instance, resist the urge to overschedule. The most profound travel memories often emerge from unstructured moments of wandering through a local market, observing the subtle insights into local customs, and embracing the unique aspects encountered rather than complaining about differences from home. This openness to experience, combined with a willingness to try new things and step outside routine, is crucial for a balanced and fulfilling life. Finally, the essence of impactful presence lies in the conscious choice to contribute positively. This is not about awaiting grand opportunities or specific qualifications to make a difference, but about recognizing the transformative power of individual good deeds, starting immediately. It's about leaving each person encountered, whether a cashier, a colleague, or a neighbor, in a slightly improved state, understanding that these consistent, minor acts collectively ripple outwards to foster significant change. The relentless pursuit of perfection in every endeavor is less vital than simply dedicating oneself to doing an excellent job on the things chosen to pursue, demonstrating a positive attitude and effort regardless of innate skill. By consistently offering patience, respect, and generosity to those we love, by silencing unkind thoughts and cultivating thoughtfulness in all connections, we model the conduct we wish to see and inspire others to reciprocal kindness. This conscious choice to be loving and kind, not just in dramatic gestures, but in the subtle acts of everyday affection, forms the true anchor of enduring relationships and a profoundly meaningful life. Integrative Analysis or Implications. The philosophy of less is more emerges not as a set of disconnected directives, but as a deeply interconnected framework for living with profound intention and maximizing authentic fulfillment. At its heart, this perspective offers a liberating counter-narrative to the societal impulse towards endless acquisition and relentless busyness. It champions a radical shift from the external pursuit of happiness to the internal cultivation of contentment, advocating for a deliberate discernment in every facet of existence. The core implication is that by strategically reducing external and internal clutter, we unlock vital resources, time, energy, mental bandwidth, emotional capacity that were previously dissipated or consumed by the superfluous. When we streamline our physical environment, prioritizing quality possessions that genuinely serve or delight, we create calm and order, reducing decision fatigue and enhancing daily ease. This external simplicity then naturally reinforces internal clarity. A decluttered space, for example, often leads to a less cluttered mind, fostering an environment conducive to deeper thought and greater presence. Similarly, the intentional cultivation of our inner landscape through practices like embracing silence, regular self-reflection, and setting mental boundaries directly impacts our capacity for meaningful action. A mind unburdened by incessant noise and emotional overwhelm is better equipped for focused work, creative problem-solving, and genuine engagement. This internal resilience, built through self-care and conscious moderation, enables us to approach tasks with greater enthusiasm and persevere through challenges with a more optimistic outlook. The principle of done is better than perfect liberates individuals from paralyzing perfectionism, allowing for consistent, incremental progress that ultimately leads to substantial achievements. By focusing on small, manageable steps and building positive habits, daunting aspirations become attainable realities, demonstrating that significant impact stems from consistent, thoughtful effort rather than sporadic grand gestures. Crucially, this holistic approach transforms our relationships. When individuals are internally grounded and their external lives are efficiently managed, they possess a greater capacity to genuinely connect with others. The time and emotional energy freed from chasing external validation or managing excessive obligations can be reinvested into nurturing deep, authentic bonds. This means prioritizing quality interactions, offering unconditional love and support, and engaging with empathy and kindness. It shifts the focus from trying to please everyone to cherishing a select few, recognizing that true connection is forged through presence, active listening, and thoughtful contribution, rather than through lavish gestures or constant availability. By setting healthy boundaries and saying no to unfulfilling demands, individuals protect their ability to offer their best selves to those who truly matter. The profound implication of this less is more philosophy is therefore one of liberation and empowerment. It frees individuals from the exhausting cycle of striving for an unattainable ideal, whether it's a perfectly curated social image, an impeccably flawless life, or an overflowing bank account. Instead, it invites a deeper appreciation for the present moment, the simple joys, and the enduring value of human connection. It encourages a shift in perspective, retraining the mind to find happiness within, to see the upside in challenges, and to understand that true wealth resides in health, well-being, and love, not in accumulated possessions. This transformative journey is not about radical overnight changes, but about a continuous, gentle refinement of habits, attitudes, and priorities. By embracing this intentional reduction, individuals discover not an absence, but an abundance of purpose, peace, and profound satisfaction in a life well and thoughtfully lived. Actionable exercises. 1. The intentional space audit. Pick one area of your life that feels overwhelming: your closet, a digital inbox, or a cluttered drawer. Commit to a ruthless declutter. Remove anything that doesn't fit, genuinely flatter, or truly enhance your daily life. If you're unsure, let it go. For future purchases, adopt a gallery visit mindset. Admire beautiful items without the impulse to possess. When you do decide to buy, choose the highest quality you can reasonably afford, aiming for fewer, better items that bring lasting value and joy. Embrace the luxury of open space and intentional possessions. 2. The focused action sprint. To conquer overwhelming goals or to-do lists, practice narrowing your focus. Each morning, identify just one absolute essential task, the single most important thing that must get done. Commit to starting it immediately, even if imperfectly. Don't aim for perfection, aim for completion. Break down larger tasks into the smallest possible first step. Celebrate that small victory and then move to your next most important item. Remember, getting it done, even if simply, is always better than waiting for an elusive perfect moment. 3. The silence and stillness practice. In our noisy world, create intentional pockets of silence. For 10 to 15 minutes each day, turn off all distractions: no music, news, or digital screens. Allow your thoughts to surface without judgment, simply observing them as they pass. When stress or worry arises, gently redirect your attention to your breath, consciously slowing and deepening it. This practice isn't about emptying your mind, but about giving your thoughts the space to process and dissipate naturally, restoring your inner calm and preserving your mental energy for what truly matters. 4. The mindful fuel upgrade. Treat your body as the exceptional machine it is by being deliberate about its fuel. Before you eat or drink, pause and ask if this truly serves your well-being. Diligently read food labels, choosing fresh, whole ingredients over unfamiliar ones. When indulgences, select a small, high-quality portion and savor every bite, stopping when genuinely satisfied, not just when the plate is empty. Complement this with daily movement, no matter how small. Consistent, mindful choices about what you consume and how you move will steadily improve your fitness and overall health. 5. The Authentic Connection Challenge. Reflect on your closest relationships. Instead of trying to please everyone, focus your energy on the select few you genuinely cherish. Reach out to a true friend you haven't connected with recently. Practice active listening, offering empathy and presence rather than immediate solutions. Show unconditional love, kindness, and patience, especially when it's challenging. Learn to say no gracefully to requests that don't align with your priorities or values, creating space to fully nurture the connections and activities that truly enrich your life. That wraps up our exploration of today's book. If even one idea here gave you something to reflect on, give it a like so YouTube knows to share more with you. And if you'd like the next insight in your feed, hit subscribe. Remember, what you heard today is our independent interpretation, enriched with analysis and exercises. The full book has far more depth, so consider reading it to experience the author's work directly. Thanks for listening to DeftU Insights, where we turn great books into tools for growth.